The tutorial you are watching is part of Python Fundamentals, probably the best Python beginner course on the internet.
Hello and welcome to built-in string functions. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to use this reference list of built-in string functions and apply one of them to do some spell checking. First of all, I guess it's worth asking, what is a string function? Well, it's a function that exists within Python and that you can use without having to import the module from somewhere or without having to, I guess, write it yourself. So I guess I can start with an example. So we're gonna come up with some string that has all kinds of cases. This is something interesting. Okay, so this is an example. I'm using it perhaps because it has all type of casing, and in the worksheet I had to use a much shorter string. So first of all, let's look at bobo.upper. This bobo is just the name of the string, so that's going to return, so to say, an uppercase version of that. Now the original bobo is still unchanged, and obviously this works on any string. So you can have string equals to A, B, C, D, and you can write s.upper as well. So .upper is a built-in string function of Python. How do you know that something is a function? Well, if it uses brackets, whether they be sort of just open-closed, or whether you put something into them, like the length function, you're pretty much looking at a function. So, bobo.capitalize. This one, capitalize is the very first letter of the string and lowercases everything else. As you can see, all of these went down to lowercase, but the T got capitalized. Bobo.lower, lowercases everything. Bobo.title basically turns the first letter in each word into a capital and everything else into lowercase. Bobo.replace, so replaces the S with a $sign. As you can see, it only did it for the lowercase s's. Bobo.count, R, should be 1. Yay. Bobo.strip, and this is kind of interesting. It didn't do anything because the .strip function doesn't remove all of these characters. It actually only removes them if they're at the start or the finish. So if we did this and wanted to remove either the little t, this would work, or the capital G from the end. Oh, I meant capital G. Interesting. Okay, bobo.split. Now, you can split by other characters, but in this form, it basically takes the string and makes it into a list. Lists are something we're going to cover in the next tutorial, so I won't discuss them at length here. This one right here returns how many characters are in the string. So, out here are operators and segments. With strings, you can add them like you can with numbers. They just kind of bobo.s. So this is something interesting. A, B, C, D. You can multiply a string. So you can say bobo times 10. That'll be lots of text. 10 times. You can take a segment. Now these segments are interesting because when I say 0, 0 is the very first character in a string. So when I say 3, that'll actually be the fourth one. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll start with S and end with, I don't know where it'll end, but there we go. S is so. Pretty cool. The dot find function basically finds the first instance of a character. So when I say I, it should return 2. I'm pretty sure. Yes, because it goes like this: 0, 1, 2. Okay, and on this page, these are, how do I put it? These are booleans. So these functions return either true or false. So for example, dot is upper. The dot is upper is going to return false because not all the characters in here are uppercase. Excellent. Now, there are other versions. Lower is title. We've already covered title. You can check if it starts with a particular character, if it ends with a particular character. I'll correct this to say ends with. Oh no, actually, there it is. If it starts with a particular character or if it ends with a particular character. You can also ask, is numeric or not? So bobo dot is numeric. And that is false. So there is one last example. I promised you guys an application to do some spell checking. So we can do a string, let me just call it S, and what I'm going to do is, I've got an article about colour from Wikipedia, and it's spelt the American style, not the Australian style. So I can have a string. I should have put that in quotation marks. Alt P. Oops, not Control P. Alt P repeats what I just typed in. And the whole thing should turn green. So this what to do it. So S, it's all saved there. So now we can do a string operation with S, and we can say S dot replace, and we can replace the American color with the Australian or English. And magically, color, 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 and so on. Of course, if there was a book and there was a hero like, Harry Potter, you could replace Harry with your own name, and you can mess with this in a lot of fun ways. So that more or less sums it up. Functions are not just things you write yourself. Every programming language has probably thousands. Python does, certainly does. It has thousands of built-in functions that, as we learn more, we're going to learn how to use. This here is not all the Python string functions. In fact, it's only about 20 from a couple hundred. So feel free to look online for Python string functions, but for now, this is all we're going to need in this course. See you in the next tutorial. Well, that's all for this one, folks. For more videos, subscribe right there. That bell button thing, that's kind of important to click because we've got brand new ones in Python fundamentals, basically 5 days a week for a good while. This playlist where this video belongs to is, bingo, there. And a whole host of other Python videos there. So there you have it. Enjoy yourselves, guys. See you later.